following is an amateur women's featherweight contest scheduled for 3 3-minute rounds. Let's meet the fighters. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner with a UKFC record of 1 win and no defeats, representing Supremacy MMA, it's Leslie Haley. And her opponent standing across the cage, fighting out of the red corner, making her UKFC debut and representing Impact MMA, it's Caroline Campbell.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we get ready for this women's featherweight contest. Caroline Campbell fighting out of the red corner in the black Nike, taking on Leslie Haley, fighting out of Supremacy MMA in the purple Gymshark shorts. Oh, I'm looking forward to this one.
Well, if Leslie Haley's last fight on UKFC is anything to go by back at UKFC 7, she'll waste no time, and they certainly don't. And that was a back-and-forth battle that she won. Got in some trouble in that fight as well, but...
Yeah, they met in the middle there, early clinch. I think both of them just marched towards each other. A couple of shots landed. But straight into testing each other in the clinch range on the fence.
Over in Campbell's corner, though, and it's a killer's row in her corner at the moment.
I think they'd like to be described as the best-looking corner as well, knowing Tom Blackledge and his team there.
Yeah, so Tom Blackledge obviously runs Blackledge MMA, but Ian Williams is one of his guys who trains with him, who runs his own place in Wales called Impact. Tom kind of the head coach of the umbrella of teams, so to speak. Hence that corner we see there.
There's a lot of clinch work here between the two.
Both of them working hard against the cage.
Leslie, Caroline, this might be her first amateur fight. She has actually fought white collar before, I think MMA and boxing. So she has some experience of making that walk and feeling that and testing themselves against an opponent. But Leslie Haley, in the last fight, what was particularly good, and we haven't seen any of it yet, was her striking. Her leg kicks in particular, really no tell on that lead leg and can throw it like a punch. So maybe just trying to wear Caroline down, take some of the gas tank out.
Yeah, she's certainly working hard to pressure up against the cage. And whenever Caroline tries to explode out, Leslie has the answer and puts Caroline's back right up against the cage again. Yeah,
fairly stalemate here because Caroline's doing the right things to defend. Got a good overhook grip there, and she keeps pulling her head back round to the better side. Haley, when she's got her head there on the right side, the same side as a under, that's a better control. But you see Caroline straight away turning her head to the opposite side, which makes it a lot harder to be controlled, pummels her head back in. And it means it's actually, looks like not much is happening, but it's because they're both working hard in the small details.
Just how wearing is this as well? Again, Brian and I, perhaps not so much experience inside the cage. Surely this is this is some of the hardest thing you do in this sport.
Yeah, like a constant strength for strength pummel like this is not easy. Like I say, it's the kind of short movements that it takes, but like near enough 100% strength a lot of the time if you're trying to block somebody in this position.
And no breaks either. With striking, you can step back, get a bit of range, refill your lungs. But with this, it is, and you can tell there's no one's taking any breaks.
Yeah, the second you decide you want to take a break, that's when your opponent's going to switch you up on you, drop the level, look to trip or sweep, and so you really can't rest from there.
Both ladies trying to land those little chopping knees from inside the clinch, and we must have had 2 minutes of clinch here.
I think pretty much the whole round they met in the middle, and then Caroline was pushed back against the cage by Leslie. And that interests me as a game plan, because in the last fight, Leslie's striking really was, that seemed like that was where her base was, almost a Taekwondo style striking background. But if you look across the gap, for her to pick grappling as her form of attack, as her game plan when you're going up against somebody from Tom Blackledge lineage of camps, then you know how good they are at grappling. You know that's one of their fundamentally strong areas. So interesting to see if there's any changes made in this second round from either fighter and what they bring in.
Yeah, it's still only the second bout for Haley, so I mean, she had a stormer of her first one, but it's still a little bit of that nerves. When they met in the middle, it was just a little bit under mile an hour, and you know, maybe forced there a little bit by just the speed of the start. You know, now she's got her feet under her a little bit, and the nerves have gone a little bit. She might be a bit more composed to start the second round.
You'd figure, though, with the fight taking place where it did for as long as it did, Leslie's taken that first round.
Yeah, not much in it, but just by the fact that
Control
she forced
and
it there and had the better control.
Well, let's see.
Looks for the kick, but a good right hand back from
Oh.
Caroline. But Haley with a big right hand left hook, and then forces it back again. So obviously, it's the game plan. Landed some nice, probably the cleaner shots of those combinations there, and then forces Campbell back to the fence.
Campbell looking to try and reap that leg, maybe try and reverse the positions here. But Leslie lean and heavy, which is never a nice thing to say about a lady, but she's still leaning heavy against the cage.
Just great control there. Nothing really effective. Would like to see her try and mix something up if she wants this position, what she won it for.
Ooh.
And it's Caroline that's turned it around. And
yes.
possibly
If she can control that left arm, should be able to throw her from there, but she's got to watch her back being taken as well.
Yeah, if she goes to the...
Oh, it is taken.
Very nice.
When she lost the head, she gave up the back.
One hook in.
Yeah, that's the problem with that judo-type head and arm throw. If the head pops out, back's taken,
Rolls
and that's
back,
both
yeah.
hooks in now for Haley.
Controlling the hips.
And also her back's not stuck against the cage, so if she does want to pull herself back and use that leverage, she's got it.
Yeah, you can see Campbell hand fighting there, getting the 2-on-1 grip. So her neck's safe for the moment with that 2-on-1. It's going to be extremely hard to be choked from there. So she's safe, and now she needs to try and muster up some kind of escape. You know, kick off one of the hooks, which is the option. She could try and kick off the top leg and use it to free the bottom hook. But she's safe from the choke as it stands. A couple of shots coming in. She can try and turn in there. She's or even walk to the fence, which gives you an angle to escape.
That's a lot of shots off the gloves and off the arms. Not many of those getting through at all.
Yeah, it's not a great position, especially with the 2-on-1 the opposite arm. And she's got a right hand up nice and tight. This, like I say, pummeling away, scoring with the judges. She's in a good position. You know, she's in no rush to change this position. Really, the impetus is on Caroline to try and move out of there.
You see she's trying to work on that lower leg to try and break those grips, but from where she is now, this is a tough spot. And actually, Leslie's working harder. This is not big shots, but she's certainly showing frequency.
Yeah, sort of tip-tapping away, but they're
keeping her in this position. She's on the back. They're not going to get a stand-up from here.
Yeah, I think she knows that Campbell's defence on the choking arm is quite good. So under there, the other option is to try an arm triangle from the back. You know, that is an option from there as well, depending on how she likes it. Or trying to use the right hand instead of punching to open it up, control it, and then have a bit of freedom for the left arm to come through for the choke. But she's very comfortable here, just chipping away. And, you know, that's going to be a dominant round in the book.
It's got to be a 10-8, you'd have thought.
You'd have thought not much damage there, but certainly as far as a dominant position.
Complete control.
Yeah, so you got to think coming into round 3, Caroline's going to have it all to do. Certainly one round down, quite big, and the first round down, you know, a bit more marginally, but 2 rounds down. She's got to come out on her third, and if she wants something to happen, she wants to leave here with a win, then she's got to make it happen.
Was there any danger at all of the referee standing up from that position? A lot of the strikes that were being thrown were to glove or to arm. They weren't going through. Or is simply that position and the fact she's throwing enough to keep them there?
Yeah, for me personally, I wouldn't have ever thought about it from that position. The dominant back control, chipping over the shots, never stopped. You know, it really was a testament to Campbell's defence that Haley couldn't really establish a closer submission attempt, but yeah, she never stopped working. Real dominant position.
I'd also say from that position, the responsibility is on Campbell to try and make something happen and to come out. And to punish Leslie by a stand-up, which would lose that, I'd struggle to agree with that. But the referee let them do that, which is great to see.
Oh, big right hand there from Campbell.
Backed up in a straight line, though, there, and that's what led to Leslie just locking up this clinch once again, right in front of her corner.
Yeah, we're on third verse, same as the first, initiating that clinch, forcing Campbell up against the cage.
She's been really more active in defence now in this third round, though, making that frame, using her shots. If she can keep that frame and she can try and push her Haley's head away. You get the spine out of alignment, it's a lot easier to move from there, and there she goes. She's out.
Now is there, you know, Leslie Haley having pressured for 2 rounds. Lots of grappling, lots of, maybe the arms burning out a little bit. Is that going to give Caroline some hope that she's now being able to reverse a position that for 2 rounds she was locked in?
Oh, but she's been tricked on the turn there. Little left leg, I think, tapped the right knee, whether it's by accident or otherwise. She got her down, and she can pull the legs out. She's on a double leg again.
Straight back up.
Oh, now she's, look at this,
Campbell
Caroline
fancy the
Campbell.
guillotine. She's back for it.
She gets this. This will be an amazing come from behind victory.
Onto the left hip a little bit more to try and find the angle.
The arm is in.
If she can squeeze more like an upright row to pull that grip.
She tapped there. She's saying I didn't tap. The referee said that was from the back.
We've seen this happen before at a different event where a fighter was kind of looking for position and they were just tapping on while an arm bar was on.
Yeah, there was a movement with the arm from, and you could see the corner went straight up. They thought it looked like a tap.
It tapped to the back. She touched the back.
I'd like to see it again because some referees say we need to see more than one was just tap. But from that position, because it did look deep and the adjustment was made, and it was as the adjustment was made that it seemed like she tapped, so as if she was reacting to the pain or the pressure. So as we have a look at it again.
Yeah, hopefully we'll get another quick look at it here.
But let's highlight a ref. You referee a lot, Jason, as well. Your job in there is to protect the fighter, and at the amateur level especially. Well, let's have a look at the tap.
Here we go.
Now her arm comes from the back. It's in an awkward position here, the left arm.